Welcome to the Deep Dive.
Great to be here.
Today, we're really getting into an extraordinary tale from one of our listeners' sources. It's called The Resolute DM Swati Verma's Justice.
Yeah, and this one, it really pulls you in.
It does. It's set in a small rural part of India. You've got this backdrop where, well, local power structures are really entrenched.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have this one woman, Swati Verma, whose conviction just challenges everything.
Right. And what's so interesting, I think, is how this one incident, which seems kind of isolated at first, it actually puts a spotlight on these huge systemic problems, the kind that are often hidden away.
So our mission today really is to unpack that. What does it actually take for one person to stand up to that kind of power?
And not just, get justice in one case, but spark real, sweeping change.
There are some surprising twists here. It's a story that definitely sticks with you.
Absolutely. It really shows how leadership, courage, accountability, how they all intersect.
Okay, so let's dive in. DM Swati Verma. First off, maybe just quickly explain what a DM is for anyone who might not know the term in India.
Sure. So a DM, or district magistrate, is a top administrative officer in an Indian district. They hold quite a bit of local authority, both executive and administrative.
Got it. So a person with significant influence, our sources place her on an official visit. Jamunapur district.
Right. She's doing the usual government stuff, assessments, but then she moves into this rural area. It really is.
Yeah.
The source paints a vivid picture. She sees the poverty, and it hits her hard. It talks about a feeling of suffocation and an unknown restlessness. It even uses the Hindi terms, "Gutan si masus hone lagi,"
which means
like feeling choked, suffocated.
Yeah.
And anjani si bichani, this sort of deep, unfamiliar agitation.
So it wasn't just like, oh, this is part of the job.
Not at all. The source calls it an inner trust and passion for reform. She genuinely wanted to spread, humanity education, help people understand what helps them, what hurts them.
She wanted them educated and aware.
Exactly. Which already tells you something about her approach, right? It's not just about policy from afar. It's about connection.
And then things take a very dramatic turn.
They do. As she's leaving, her car is forced to stop.
Oh.
This young girl just appears right in front of the vehicle. Innocent face, but clearly desperate.
Wow. What did you think when you first read that part? That's quite an entrance.
Yeah, it immediately tells you something is seriously wrong, for someone to take that kind of risk.
So Swati Verma gets out.
She does. She goes right up to the girl, observes her, sees the fear, the silence, but also something in her eyes. Behind the veil, the source says, wise and honorable, like she's caught in something huge.
Does she yell at her? I mean, the girl did jump in front of a car.
She questions her, yeah. Sternly, the source says, but not angrily. Points out the danger. But it's the girl's reaction.
Tears.
Yeah. Tears that speak louder than words, signaling something much deeper.
And this girl is Ruksar.
Ruksar, a farmer's daughter. And she starts to tell this story. Just awful. About a powerful local minister.
The kind of person nobody dares cross.
Exactly. She says no official would challenge him. Her life, she says, has been ruined by him.
How? What did she say happened?
She recounts being abducted. She was just fetching water, and two men from the minister's convoy grabbed her.
Oh my God.
Took her to this opulent room, and the minister's words, chilling. He tells her, now you are mine. Your life is not in your hands. It will run by my will.
Unbelievable.
He was terrified, couldn't move, couldn't speak. And the source quotes her, saying, he didn't just take my body, he shook my soul, silenced every voice within me.
That's harrowing.
And it wasn't a one-off. She'd wake up later outside the village, just disheveled, crying uncontrollably.
And this kept happening. The abuse continued.
Yes. Horrifically, it escalated. The minister actually came to her home.
To her home.
And threatened her mother. He threatened some kind of public punishment for Ruksar, something she'd never forget. So to protect her mother, Ruksar went with him again.
Oh, that's just coercion at its worst.
Absolutely. She describes feeling like her body wasn't hers anymore, just going automatically with his men, and then returning. The source says, unconscious for 2 days, wishing she could just die.
It's beyond physical trauma, isn't it? It's destroying her whole life.
Completely. And the social side? Devastating. Her mother, obviously distressed. Her family, respectable people, uncles, aunts, they stopped speaking to them.
Their honor was trampled, as the source puts it.
Exactly. And she was engaged or about to be married. that was now completely in jeopardy.
It really makes you think, what does this kind of unchecked power do to a whole community?
It just poisons everything, erodes trust. Silence becomes the norm because speaking out seems impossible or even dangerous.
So DM Swati Verma is hearing all this. How's she reacting?
Deeply moved, eyes filled with tears, the source says. Ruksar tells her the police are useless, all under the minister.
Did Swati believe her right away? Or was there any skepticism? It's such an extreme story.
That's a really interesting point the source brings up. There was a flicker of doubt. Swati apparently felt pity, but also wondered, how could a minister be so blatant?
Right. And maybe, why did Ruksar go back, even under duress?
Exactly. Those questions did cross her mind. But ultimately, it was Ruksar's state. The raw tears and pain. That convinced her. It felt authentic.
That vulnerability cut through.
Yeah. It showed her the depth of the suffering, overcame that initial skepticism.
And then Swati Verma makes this. It's an incredible decision.
It really is something. She looks at her staff, looks at Ruksar, and says, no one else will be sent.
Meaning no police, no standard procedure.
None of it. Instead, she says she will go in Ruksar's place.
Dressed as Ruksar.
Dressed in Ruksar's clothes. To confront the minister herself.
Her staff must have been stunned.
Totally shocked, according to the source. But her decision was final.
What does that tell you about her, that move?
It says she understood the system was completely compromised. Sending police, futile. They were likely scared or bought off.
So she had to bypass it.
Entirely. It was incredibly brave, obviously, but also really strategic. To expose this, she had to go right to the source, catch him in the act, essentially, on his turf.
It's like shedding the official role to become the instrument of justice herself.
Precisely. So picture this. Swati Verma, disguised, hiding in Ruksar's house, waiting.
The tension must have been immense.
You'd think so. The minister's car arrives. She steps out, playing the part, entering the car with, as the source puts it, the same compulsion Ruksar must have felt.
And his men don't suspect a thing.
Apparently not. They take her to the minister's mansion, to that same room Ruksar described.
Where humanity was repeatedly crushed.
Yeah, the minister comes in, approaches her, starts complimenting her, thinking it's Ruksar, reaches out, she shakes his hand off, throws back the veil, and delivers this powerful slap, roaring, "Enough! Your dirty game is over!"
Wow. Just like that.
And the timing is perfect. Instantly, police, presumably one Swati trusted or brought in specially, and camera teams burst in.
Cameras. Smart.
Very smart.
Yeah.
Capturing everything. The minister is just shocked, dragged away, handcuffed, face pale.
And Ruksar.
They call Ruksar in. Seeing him like that, captured,
Yeah.
her fear just melts away into tears of relief.
But Swati does something else then, right? Something for Ruksar.
She does. She empowers her, tells her to step forward, to slap him.
And does she?
She does. The source describes her as now empowered and resolute, a lioness. She delivers 2 powerful slaps.
That's incredibly powerful, not just about punishment, but about reclaiming dignity.
Exactly. Restoring her agency. It's a public act of turning the tables. Justice for the oppressed, not just punishment for the oppressor.
But it doesn't end there. Catching the minister is huge, but Swati Verma sees the bigger picture.
Yes, this is where it shifts from just one case to fixing the system that allowed it.
Because it wasn't just him, was it? The whole structure seemed rotten.
That was her conclusion. As the minister's being led away, she makes another huge call. She demands the files. All of them.
Files for who?
The entire police station staff. From the SHO, the station house officer, the boss, down to every single constable.
Why?
Her logic was clear. If this girl's complaint was ignored for so long, if this minister could act so openly, the whole station had to be complicit, either scared or corrupt.
And she found that intolerable.
Absolutely. You can't have justice if the people meant to uphold it are part of the problem.
So what did she do? Just demand the files?
Oh, no, much more direct. Her order was immediate and absolute. Suspend them all.
The entire staff?
The entire staff. And within 24 hours, she wants them gone. Not a single old staff member should remain.
And replaced with?
Honest and new-thinking officers. People who would actually serve the community.
That is drastic, but probably necessary.
It highlights her core belief, which the source captures. Now, whoever sits in the police station will not just command respect from their chair, but will carry the trust of the people.
It's about rebuilding that trust, fundamentally.
Exactly. And targeting the system, not just the individual bad apple. And the villagers, their reaction.
They cheered, apparently. Felt empowered. Finally, someone was listening. Someone was actually doing something about the corruption they lived with.
It really poses that question, doesn't it? What's the difference between just having power like the minister did, and truly earning the trust that comes with real leadership.
It's about making justice real, accessible, not just some abstract idea. What a story, resilience, leadership. Just incredible resolve.
Yeah, this deep dive really shows how one person, driven by that deep sense of justice, can actually start to untangle a whole web of fear and corruption.
Changing lives, inspiring a community.
It really underscores that idea that, knowledge and authority are powerful, but they're most valuable when they're applied ethically, bravely. When you challenge assumptions, confront those hard truths.
Sometimes you have to step outside the usual rules, maybe even take personal risks to expose the flaws in the system itself.
That seems to be the key insight here. True leadership isn't always comfortable or safe.
So the thought to leave everyone with, how does that combination, courage plus authority, strategically used? How does it manage to not just deliver justice for one person, but actually spark this wider shift, this transformation in trust and accountability across a whole community?
That's definitely something to think about, that ripple effect.
Something to mull over until our next deep dive.